Hi, everybody. So I spoke a little bit about some supply situations, right? Or demand situations, rather. Right? So now let's talk about the interaction between supply and demand. Right? So there's our demand curve. And how do we know that that's our demand curve? Because it's negatively sloping, right? This is our price up here. P is for price. That's good enough for me. There's my Q. This is my quantity. This is the number of items that are sold. Right? Okay. And over here we have, and this is our supply curve, right? So this is our demand curve over here. This is our supply curve. This is our price, and this is our quantity. And this is our market equilibrium in the middle. Right? So, one of the nice things about economics is where two lines meet, something interesting is happening, right? That's cool. All right. So, so what's going on here? Ping, 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 ping. Right. So this is our. Well, that's actually pretty bad. All right. So let's see if we can get that. I can draw straight lines. All right. So there's our market equilibrium price. Right. Ping, 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 ping. There's our market equilibrium quantity produced, right? So that's pretty cool. And let's say this is $2 or whatever it is. We don't know. We don't care. Right? This is just a for instance, and this is 500, right? 500. So whatever this thing is, this widget, this something or other, whatever we're selling, whatever this is a representation of the market. This is a representation of the market. And if the price is $2, the price is $2. That's awful. Be pink. All right, good. If the price is $2, then we're going to sell 500 units, and this is the market equilibrium. What does that mean, right? So all of these are the people that would be in the market for buying widgets, whatever it is. They're buying a cup of coffee, right? If Starbucks charges $2 for a cup of coffee, they're going to sell 500 cups of coffee. Fantastic, right? So these are all the people that would buy a cup of coffee from Starbucks, right? So these are the people that love Starbucks in kind of a creepy way, right? They just are all about, they're about it. They love them, their Starbucks, and they do anything for them. And they're willing to pay a lot more, but they don't have to. They got, they don't have to spend $2. Pretty sweet. And these people are like, yeah, they get to use the Wi-Fi. They like it. They get to have a meeting there. They get to have some kind of business meeting there and get to feel important, right? And they're like, all right, and they feel good about using the space. So they're willing to spend more than the $2 for the cup of coffee, and they don't have to. So because they get a lot of benefit out of using the space that Starbucks provides. And this is the people that are like, yeah, dude, it's coffee. All right. Oh, all right. And these are the people that are like, hey, man, why do I have to spend more than $1 for a cup of coffee? That's not bottomless. Like, I'm going to go to Denny's. I'm going to hang out at Denny's. $1. They fill it up, and they smile at me. All right, cool, right? Boom. That's what I'm going for. These people over here, and these people say, coffee's the devil, right? These are all the Mormons that are like, can't have any caffeine, and whatever it is. I don't know, right? These are people not gonna do. It could be no money at all, still not gonna do, right? So these are all the people that are in the market for buying the cup of coffee. These are all the people that are willing to sell the cup of coffee, right? So over here, you've got the people that that really enjoy coffee and like making it, and they, just want to bring a smile at everyone's face. They would do it for free, right? They're just super enthusiastic about coffee. They want to share it with you. They'll have like a 2-hour-long conversation about where the beans came from and this, that, the other, and the name of the farmer on the thing that picked the beans. And all right, that's these people, right? And there's these people. There's the Etsy small batch kiosk or collective coffee shop, type of place, and good on them, right on them, right? So they're going to charge less to get you to show up, but they can't, because it's a cooperative, they can only have like one person there between the hours of whatever and whatever. Doesn't quite work out, right? Starbucks is there, they're there for you, right? Which is why they can get away with charging more than these kind of Etsy people, right? Well, so they're charging $2 for a cup of coffee, they're selling 500 units, right? And then there's these people over here, they're like, yeah, dude, if you paid me more, I'd be super happy to get in there in the coffee business, right? But you gotta pay me. And then there's these people that just want to steal from you. That's who these people are. And they're like, well, that's not the market system that we have right now for allowing stealing, so you can go away. So these are all the people that are willing to provide the cup of coffee, right? And where the two lines intersect, that's when cool, markets are happy, people are showing up to Starbucks, they're willing to spend $2, and this is kind of like the basis for economics, right? Hey, what's going on? We're demand and supply, we're supply and demand meet. There is something interesting happening, and this is how we read this sort of interaction, right? And over here, so now we're going to talk about surpluses, right? So I mentioned before that these are all the people that are willing that are in the market for a cup of coffee, right? Even if they're not going to participate, which is these people over here, these that potentially could participate, right? So these people are super enthusiastic, and they were willing to buy the cup of coffee at a much higher price, and they don't have to, right? So that's these people. Let's do a little bit bigger. Right. These people were willing to spend much more than they had to. This is all of their surplus. And then there's these people, and then there's these people, and there's these people, and these people, right? And all this kind of green shaded area, this is our consumer surplus. Consumer surplus. Why is it consumer surplus? Because these people were willing to spend more, and they don't have to, right? Because there's no market discrimination. The price is the price. This person, there's no way for Starbucks to figure out, Steve from Rita, from Tony, from Pedro, from Jessica, right? Starbucks can't be like, oh, well, Jessica, I'm going to charge you this much money. And Steve, I'm going to charge you this much money. Like, nah, price is the price. So, Jessica wins way more than Steve, but Steve still wins. Steve's pretty happy. Cool, right? But over here, this is the cost of running the business, right? This is, your overhead. This is paying for your employees. This is the lighting, your electrical bill, the cost of all this other stuff. That's this thing over here. But Starbucks is charging more than that. It's more than what it costs to run the business, right? So all this portion right here, this is our supplier surplus. This is our profit, right? Bink. So this is profit. And this is why the business stays the business, right? So that's a pretty good deal. And so that's these interactions, and so this is demand, supply, consumer surplus, supplier surplus, cost, market equilibrium, right? Quantity demanded, and then price at equilibrium, right? So this is your introductory vocabulary for the things that you're going to use a lot in the future, right? So this is very nice primer, so we can start talking about some real stuff, which we're going to get to in the future. All right. I think we're good.